possible, and it's been pretty much like that ever since. I mean, he's been going to YouTube and trying to, you know, in my opinion, trying to get my channel banned. He's been actively uploading videos saying, should we deplatform Keemstar? Over the course of the last 3 years, he's made at least 300 video or 200 videos, you know, mentioning me. Like, the guy's fucking obsessed with me. He's absolutely obsessed with me. And anytime I respond or see one of these clips and, you know, respond to what he's doing, his stupid ass fans say I'm obsessed with him. So, I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. And it's not just me. You know, this guy has, you know, you'll often see people online saying that the decline of Ethan Klein. You know, the guy has changed drastically. I think what he realized is that, you know, there's a lot of people that either work at YouTube or, you know, work at these tech companies that are really politically towards the left. So now he's like this over-the-top alt-left person, right? And he thinks that, like, you know, I would assume he thinks that that's going to protect him online, and he might be right, because, you know, recently we just seen him suggest publicly on YouTube. Ethan Klein said this, all right? He goes, somebody should bomb the NRA building, something along those lines, which is an insane thing to say. I mean, you're calling for a terrorist attack, right, on U.S. soil, and you're doing it on YouTube. So there's absolutely nothing worse you can do on YouTube. There is nothing worse. You know, some of these guys that are putting kids in danger, you know, the pedos or whatever you want to say it, right? That is bad as it is, isn't worse than calling for somebody to do a terrorist attack where people get murdered. So we've seen over the years, and that's just one case, right? We've seen over the years this guy breaking TOS, terms of service, nonstop. And there is some clear favoritism going on. There's no other explanation for that. You can't do the worst thing on YouTube and still have a YouTube channel. You just can't. Now he did get a strike for that, but what's that? Like, you know, a strike? Like, that's not a strikeable offense. That's the worst thing you can possibly do. So there clearly is some favoritism going on, and you know, I don't know if it's politically related or what, but yeah, I hate that guy's guts, and I wish him the worst.
Is it scary for you to, like, think that maybe someone's gonna get their way in a certain way where, like, you are gonna get taken off of YouTube? Is that a thought in your head, or do you just know that you?
You know, I follow the rules. I know what
Yeah.
the rules are. I follow the rules. I try not to give anybody a reason to have me removed. And I watch all these people not follow the rules and no action takes place. So, you know, it doesn't. I guess it is in my mind that I have to do the right thing and whatever and follow the rules. Because, look, in 2020, YouTube took down one of my videos, and they basically told me that that I have to be in my best behavior. So I did. I listen to YouTube. You know, I love YouTube. I'm known as a YouTuber, right? But I just want enforcement to be fair across the board. And, you know, we're seeing in this Ackman story that's happening right now that there is not, you know, fair enforcement. I just made a Twitter video talking about this, you know, that, you know, Ackman got removed from the partnership program because he put out some tweets jokingly saying that, you know, he's going to dox some YouTube employees or whatever. That was clearly a joke. He was literally like mocking YouTube, if you will, for not taking action on Quantum TV, doxing him, a fellow YouTuber doxing him, and he reported them, and YouTube didn't do nothing. So he puts out this tweet joking that, oh, I guess it's totally fair, I guess it's totally fine that you can do that on YouTube. And so YouTube responds by saying, because of that tweet, that joke tweet of doxing YouTube employees, we're removing you from the partnership program because we take the safety of YouTube employees so serious. Well, Ethan Klein made a call for somebody to bomb the NRA building, a call for a terrorist attack on U.S. soil, and I know for a fact that YouTube employees were in the building. Not only that, other YouTubers were in the building, and he gets just a strike. Like, So there's favored. I forgot the question that you were asking. Am I afraid of getting banned? No, because I don't do anything even remotely close to what this guy is doing. So no.
But don't you also feel like if you did anything slightly related to what he did, that you would definitely have stronger action taken against you?
I think I'm afraid that YouTube hates me.
Yeah.
I think that's like my biggest fear is
Yeah.
that they just hate my guts, they don't like me, and that someone's just gonna ban me just to ban me. I think that's my fear, and I don't want them to hate me. I don't want them to hate me, because I love the platform. But I feel like I'm just so different, you know, and my style of entertainment and my style of content is just, I don't know. I'm not a likable person online. I'm not Dan Keem online. I am Keemstar, and that is.
I could see where a lot of people wouldn't like you, but
Yeah.
it's gonna happen. And I think a lot of people, if they spoke what's in their mind, would be exactly in the same position, because that's just how it is, and that's how. Not everyone's gonna agree with you, and if you have a platform like you do, and I'm not saying that I agree with everything you've ever said, but like you would never agree with everything I've ever said, so like obviously it's a human thing.
Well, okay. I'm gonna give you a little example, right?
Yes.
YouTuber, TikToker, influencer is making a Twitter video, or he or she is making a Twitter video. Hi guys, how's it going? Da 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 da. Today we're gonna support this because da 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 da. I love you guys. I love you so much. That person is not free. That person is a prisoner to public opinion. That person is jailed. All right. They are not free. They cannot do and say whatever they want. All right. I can. And so I think freedom is ultimately more important, right? Like I can do and say whatever I want. I don't say messed up things because of rules, but I don't really have a need to say messed up things, you know? When I was saying messed up things in the past, it was like an entertainment thing, you know? Like that was it was to entertain people, you know, to ham it up. But I don't really have a need to say messed up things, so.
Is it frustrating when a lot of people bring up past and try to use that against you, like your past?
Bring up,
like.
I'm so used to it. I don't know.
It's genuinely been a thing for as long as I can remember, and like I know exactly. People still bring up the same thing from 2016 to 2022. It's the same thing that's always been. And like you understand it, but at the same time, it's like.
I think a lot of it is like you said these horrible things, you did these horrible things, you know, you made this horrible joke, you made this edgy joke. I'm here to shame you, and you don't deserve to be online. But I have won because I'm still online, and you have lost. So it's been this ongoing campaign where I'm just still here, I'm still existing and collecting W's, and you're collecting L's. You collect L's in 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and full 2022, and it will be 2023, 2024. I'm sorry, I'm still here, I'm still existing, so I win.
You are a pretty, from what I've seen, I think it's pretty good, but you are a pretty private person when it comes to your life. Like people know the fact that like you have a daughter, and I was a part of this. I bought some Girl Scout cookies, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, which I was just like, I mean, for one, Girl Scout cookies are awesome, but at the same time, it's really great. I don't know, it warmed my heart that you tweeted that out. And but yeah, it's like people know that you have a daughter, but like you kind of have to keep things private as being someone who a lot of people don't like, and like if people knew where you lived or something, like, or do people know, like have people found out?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awful.
It's so funny when people tweet at me like my address or something. They're like, haha, I know where you live. It's like, no shit. Like, duh. Like, I'm famous. Like, anyone who is famous, people online know where you live. There's
Yeah.
no secret. Like, you're
Yeah.
not hiding it, right? So when you tweet at them their like, you know, their address or whatever, like, what is that accomplishing? Like, you're just one of like 10,000 other people that have the address too. So it's not annoying because it's just like so natural, right? There are people online that have a hidden identity altogether. Like Dream is probably a prime example of those. No one actually knows who Dream is, and the poor guy's not free. I talked to Dream, you know, multiple times about this, or Corpse Husband, right? Those guys are not free. Those
Mhm.
guys are constantly afraid of people figuring out who they are. I'm not. Like, you know, I bought a house in 2016, and within a week people were spamming the address of the house out. Like, you know, it's just, it is what it is.
Is there any level of fear, or do you have like really upgraded like security, or did you just live every day with just like it is what it is?
We have all kinds of security measures. You know, I don't want to go. I mean, what I will say is cameras. Like,
Yeah.
obviously that's the
Yeah.
big one everywhere. But like, we do have other measures in place that like it would be really really hard for someone to do something. But we don't really fear this stuff. And the reason why we don't is because I just walk into a Walmart, right? I just walk into a Target just like anyone else, and whenever, and it's literally every time I go out I get recognized. But when I do get recognized, there's no hate. You know, we're not on Twitter, bro. Like,
Yeah.
people are very nice, they're very kind, they're shocked, they want to take pictures, and that's just the way it is.